Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me. Cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tig once again. Thanks for you guys to join in. Give us your mind, your time, your ears, your eyes, everything to talk about subjects that we normally talk about. So tonight we're gonna do part 2, and the reason we got it looked like there has to be a part 3 because there's so much stuff coming out that we thought was gonna, you know, the more things change, the more things stay the same. And I kind of thought that one of the things I talked about in the last show, that, you know, a bad person was gone, a new person stepping in, but this, it goes back again. Don't matter the color, it don't matter nothing. It just, no matter the color of the pearl, the race, the color of the person, it means nothing. But with that said, I want to give me a second here. I want to make sure I have, because I have one of the crew with me on this one. So here we go. Mr. Tripp, are you there with me?
Oh yes, the Caribbean man with a British accent that has an American mindset, and by Biden's own words, that I am not black. But speaking about Biden, just to make sure that I am not crazy, I actually do have at least one positive thing that he's done, and that is to stand up the Chinese Communist Party to not going to the this year's Olympics. So, yes, I don't have the Biden deranged syndrome. Thank you very much.
No, but he's done other stuff that's stupid enough. That's the problem.
Hey, but at least I have to find something that he actually done something right.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong for that. I am not even criticizing you on that. I'm just even laughing like now. Remember these small little country that never used to fire missiles? Oh, they fire missiles again.
Really?
Yeah, they've been firing missiles over Japan. Yep, he's going back to doing the same thing because he ain't scared of Biden. I'll jump in this quickly. One of the things that's going on right now is Ukraine is gonna fall to Russia because they're surrounded on all three sides now. Putin ain't scared of Biden. He's not. He wasn't scared of Obama. He ain't scared of Biden. You were scared of the last guy, but he wasn't scared about this guy. So that's gonna fall. Hong Kong basically is gone now. They're literally Hong Kong is got developed. Taiwan is on the hit list now, and that might be go. Funny enough, a lot of companies left China to go to Taiwan, and now China's gonna go. Oh, we're gonna go over to Taiwan and take care of this. And the problem about it is 2022 is gonna be a little worse, not only because of the pandemic, the scandemic being what it is, but also it's going to be worse because China's going to shut down about the third city now. So the supply chain, if you thought that was bad, it's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
Exactly. That's the point. So it's gonna get worse. And man, it ain't no joke. It's definitely no joke.
And that one person was actually trying to bring the jobs back.
Well, that's the problem when you take your jobs and you put it over in another country. You you get this. Trade supplies are down, prices are going up,
Oh, the shelves are empty.
the shelves are empty. Yeah, yeah. Great job. Great job, Brandon. Great job.
Yeah, what was it? 81 million votes.
Sure. And right now, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and all of them are trying to make it even worse than that because they want to get rid of. It's funny. I love how people don't understand that. We're trying to they're suppressing the votes. We're trying to make it free, which basically means they're gonna make it more discriminative. But people don't understand that. But the voters, the freedom vote they're trying to do in the Congress. In Congress and the Senate, they try to pass it because they want to get rid of the filibuster. Funny enough, Chuck Schumer, back when the Republicans was in charge, were like, we should not get rid of the filibuster. Now,
he was content with the filibuster back then.
Yeah, but now that he's in power, let's get rid of the filibuster. Oh, all those guys there are just
you piece of loser.
which are those? So we're just general talking right now, but that's what it is right there. He's now that he's in power, let's go. And here's the funny part. How much more power do you need? You have the Senate, you have the Congress, you have the White House, and you still need more power?
You can never be satisfied with just power.
Exactly. You have all the branches and you still can't, and you still ain't gonna do no good with it. So yeah, just so crazy how that works, ain't it? But with that stated, again, thank you guys for joining in. So shout outs to people on Tempo FM, shout outs to people on YouTube, people on Live Now, the people on, of course, Twitch TV. Can't really say locals. Still working on Rumble, but so locals. Can't say that because Rumble and Facebook tonight is acting like jerks. So for no apparent reason. So people on Facebook, hope you could. I put up a thing saying, you know what, join the YouTube link, but it's just Facebook's just like, no, we don't want to work tonight, which is a pain in the butt.
That is so meta. I couldn't resist.
I got you. What up, Kanoshi? In the chat right there. Yep. We'll catch it up on an upload. All right, no problem. So yeah, let me just do this just to.
And I'm not fully there yet, Kanoshi, but in due time.
In due time it is. In due time it is. Just crazy. So if I could let me do one thing here to see if we help the Facebook people. That's about that. If you're acting good, and then we'll go from there. All right. So tonight, we're gonna, like I said, I wanted to talk about a lot more stuff, but we gotta talk. It looked like Live and Center is gonna be the COVID. So we're gonna talk about some stuff that this guy has been saying from from March of 2020. A lot of stuff that I said was gonna happen. And I am not a doctor. I am not a epidemiologist. I am not a God forbid, I never want to be a politician.
Oh no.
I don't want to be that. But a lot of stuff I said was happening is happening. And now they want to come out and say, hey, yeah, we want to say this. Oh, now you want to say stuff? That's funny.
Hurt your pocketbooks back then, but I digress.
Of course, that's the whole point. Y'all when you hurt the pocketbooks. That's how they do it. We gotta hurt the pocketbooks, man. Yeah. Anderson be a clown as well too. What up, Double A?
Yeah, trying to resist the temptation.
I know. He's being a clown about it, which is not cool, bro. So let's get into some of the stories into tonight's show. How should I do this? Because like I said, I have you here. Let's put you up. Let's slide you up here, Mister. So you know what I mean. You know they don't see your lovely mug, but at least they know you're here.
Oh.
Just putting, making sure that we have our usual
we have
stuff.
A window to the views.
Yes. So, like I said, tonight is basically all about. It's gonna be all about the COVID. Just gonna be that. It's sad and crazy how things are going. So we'll put this over here so people could see what's going on. All right. Let's delve into some. What should we go? And okay, we got some craziness. So let's go with this. Let's go with the breaking news, shall we? About something that me and Trippers, I've been talking about from the beginning. But again, and if you don't believe me, I got them receipts. You head over to youtube.com, as since I told the place I got the damn backups. You go and go look at my shows from March, April, May, and you see what I was saying those stuff from before. But let's get into the nitty gritty here. Breaking news: release emails showing Dr. Fauci concealed lab leaks info.
Oh, really? Is that breaking news? Because I thought that was already been discussed. Oh, wait, it was considered conspiracy theory.
What?
I know, right? Exactly.
Committee released emails obtained through the Freedom of Information Act that request that shed new light on what doctors Anthony Fauci and Francis Collins knew back in the early days of the pandemic into April of the first year of the pandemic, and what they thought about that information at the time. I'm actually reading this off my phone. The Republican Oversight Committee tweeted, "We've released never before seen emails," that you can see the tweet right there, "showing Dr. Fauci may have concealed information about COVID-19 originating from the Wuhan lab and intentionally downplayed the lab leak theory." A glance at the emails, Ryan and I were just reading through them, do appear to confirm that. The Republican Oversight Committee makes two claims early in their letter, which they sent to Javier Becerra. One, that Dr. Fauci knew the potential of the lab leak, and then two, that he knew the potential that the virus had been intentionally genetically manipulated, and also that he worked with the EcoHealth Alliance to sidestep the moratorium on gain-of-function research, intentionally sidestepped it to continue funding that research in the Wuhan lab. Ryan, what's your reaction to this trove of emails that was literally just released?
So we're going through it now, and it's not entirely clear how much of it is new to the public and how much of it had not been released.
Some may think that Dr. Fauci is the trusted expert on coronavirus, but anyone
he ain't
by Congress before,
right?
Because a significant amount of this material has been leaking out into the public domain. Some of it through, and they actually have a footnote here citing the Intercept's reporting on these questions. This might have a little bit more context. We could put a link to the actual emails themselves, in this video, so people can read them. But basically, it's what it's trying to do is it's put more attention on a period of a couple of days that are extremely important in how our understanding, or how the public's understanding of the origin of COVID developed, and a lot of this has been known, and known to people who have been methodically following this. But I believe it's February 1st, 2020. There's a conference call that Drs. Collins and Fauci are on about the origin of COVID, and on that call, people speculate that it may have leaked from the lab in Wuhan. 3 or 4 days later, a paper is put together by some of these researchers that is speculating on the origins of COVID. That paper comes to Fauci and Collins. It later gets published and is used by Fauci as a way to tamp down any idea that, and to say that anybody who says this came from a lab is a conspiracy nut.
Right.
Now we know that Fauci was aware that people within the NIH and scientists involved in this process had questions about whether or not it did come from this lab. And so what Republicans are asking here, and what we don't know yet, is what are the precise contents of the first draft of that paper, and what if any role did Fauci have in editing that paper? That's one of the questions the Republicans ask. Did he have new scientific information that changed what he had heard on that call on February 1st? Or was he covering up the fact that it potentially came out of a lab because at the time he knew, and this is where they cite the Intercepts reporting, he knew that the U.S. was funding EcoHealth Alliance's research in the lab, knew that they were in violation and doing some sloppy stuff, and that gain of function was involved. And so was this a Fauci cover-up effort, or was there new science? And from the Republicans' perspective, they don't seem to believe that there was anything that came out in the 3 days between when they suspected it may have been a lab leak to when they might have edited the paper to say that there wasn't one.
Do we have the clip of Fauci on with Chuck Todd?
According to multiple people familiar with this classified document, what kind of light can you shed?
Now we're gonna listen to this line.
You piece of loser.
Listen to it. What's coming out of his mouth now. That's what we're gonna talk about
on this report. And what do you remember about it at the time?
Yeah. Chuck, there's nothing new about that. All of us have always realized, and I feel this way, I haven't changed. Most of the scientists that I know feel that way, that the most likely origin is a natural origin from an animal reservoir to human. However, we have not ruled out the possibility that there could have been a leak from the lab of them working on the virus. It could have been that someone was infected early on, they brought him into the lab, and it came out of the lab, but it was already out in the community. So I think the confusion is because most of the scientists felt that the most likely, and the reason is most likely historically, we've seen this over and over again. We've seen it with SARS-CoV-1, with MERS, with Ebola, with influenza, with pandemic flu, with bird flu, with HIV/AIDS. That's what you see all the time. That happens when you have the animal-human interface. But all of us have been open-minded enough to know that until you nail down exactly what it is, you always must leave open the possibility with an open mind that there could be a leak.
Okay, so what you can see is that it's true. Dr. Fauci is saying, listen, we haven't completely ruled it out, but in the emails that were released, you see Dr. Collins calling this a dangerous conspiracy theory that threatens, and this is crucial, I think, quote, international harmony. So you can see how the concerns of these bureaucrats were not just about the truth, but they're about the effect on our relationship with China. And Dr. Fauci says it's a shiny object that will go away with time. That's in the emails. And so you can see how the sort of conflict about where to actually follow the evidence and how to.
I'll stop right there. I'm gonna go to the next because that was the breaking news. Or it gets a little more crazier for those. Yes, it sounds drawn out and it's not funny and keeping the show going what it is. But I just want to bring that point up because even when he got caught, he's still lying.
I just want to point this out. YouTube, can we finally, or is it compared that we can finally say some of these things without getting banned over it? It's over a year ago.
Well, that's how they did a lot of the stuff. So that's how it's going on. And again, I say this up front. You're telling me this people been eating this wet market thing. They've been eating bats for years.
Yes.
Thousands of years. And only now this happened?
Something fishy is going on here.
I said that from the beginning. And Trip, you know, you would listen to me. I said that from the beginning. That didn't make no sense for me. It's like me saying, okay, I've been eating chicken from since I was, people been eating chicken from since the dawn of man, basically. Chicken. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah. And this crazy virus that comes want to kill people because you ate chicken. As my friend would say. What? What? So that was when it was breaking news. Let's go with the follow-up now that people know about. Well, people know about the emails, shall we?
Oh, that's juicier.
Let's go with that.
Now, by Republicans on the House Oversight Committee, and at the time we were trying to figure out what was precisely new in them. But either way, they painted a damning picture of U.S. government officials wrestling with whether the novel coronavirus may have leaked out of a lab they knew they were funding, deciding that it very well may have, and then actively suppressing those questions. So to spell out what actually is new here, these
really? They suppress about something that they know that it could do damage? For shame.
Oh.
I know, right? For shame. But let's continue.
These emails themselves and others similar to it had previously been obtained by news outlets, including The Intercept, which sued the NIH for a huge batch of documents. And the GOP actually cited us in 2 footnotes. These particular emails were first obtained by BuzzFeed and the Washington Post, but the emails were heavily redacted, making it hard to know what was being communicated. A lot of them look just like that. But as we also know from previous reporting, Republican staff were able to view the full emails, quote, in camera, which basically means they could physically look at them but couldn't take copies with them. So what they did is they quickly took as many notes as they could. It would be better if the NIH would just release them, but this is the best we've got at this point. Now, one quick side note. It's pitiful, it's shameful that Democrats wouldn't collaborate with Republicans on this investigation in any serious way.
And trust me, this man right here is a Democrat who votes for Democrats, okay? Just so it's not coming from no Republican or the right wing, blah, 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 blah. No, this man right here, he said it on the shows and stuff like he's a Democrat, he votes Democrat. Let's not pretend that. But the thing about it is, I said this last year too. This should not be a daggone partisan issue. This should be literally, hey, Republicans, Democrats, get your head out your butts and attack this thing.
Do your job.
Yes, let's not make. You would think, oh my God, we're so partisan that a virus that killed 5 million people in America. No, not 5 million kills. Sorry, wrong. I said the wrong thing. Around the world. I said it wrongly. I redacted what I just said because that's not correct. Yes, abolish me. Over 5 million people around the world. This virus that killed over 5 million people around the world. You would think, okay, let's not be jackasses. Let's not be jabronis. Let's find out whatever. Oh, it was from a lab leak because we trying to figure out how to do this virus. We gave it over to China, and China somehow let it loose. Somehow. And then now this goes on, and now all the countries are trying to play cover up. China's like, oh, it came from America. Oh, it came from their food. And I'm like, cut the bull crap.
It came from ice cream boxes.
All the nonsense, yes, all the crazy nonsense, whatever. Dr. Fauci, one of the biggest things Trump effed up on is to not fire his punk ass. He should have fired Fauci after he flip-flopped so daggone much in the summer of 2020.
I concur.
That one's on the last president. That's your F up, sir. That's what you did in 2020. And oh yeah, go check the CDC for this situation. We'll play a clip for the CDC director, but go check the CDC on something. I want to let y'all know as well too. More people died under Joe Biden than President Trump from the COVID.
I will say this a bit more on Trump. From the horse's mouth that he wouldn't fire Fauci because that would make the left lose their mind. And I'm like, you shouldn't have cared because the left sure didn't care about you.
Yeah. I get sometimes whatever. I'll give a good example. When they did the thing with Mullen and he could have fired Mullen, that would have been that one he played a card right there. Don't fire him. And basically when he came up, like I said, when Mullen came with his stuff, he's like, nothing. A big old nothing burger. But in this one, yes, Fauci is not a good person. Fauci, he's a prima donna. Okay, he got movie deals and all kind of stuff. And again, go watch his movie. Go to Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, wait a minute, they don't let you do anything no more because it is basically a 1-star movie about Fauci. I don't care what this guy did. And the reason I call him a piece of crap person is because he is where science. He was like, I am the science. No, you're not. You are not the science.
Do you believe your own hype? I am the hype.
Exactly.
I wish I could say the rest of it, but I don't want this channel to get banned.
Well, we ain't gonna get banned, but we will say stuff for him. But that's basically how that situation started out with that point right there. Like, really? But yes, I am the hype. That's what he became. So you have other people because they shut down other scientists because they don't follow whatever. The black scientist, the Dr. Malone, the two doctors from California who started at the beginning, who are practicing doctors. Fauci has not practiced in 20 years. Practicing doctors who could do so much more. Because you know what's funny? You ain't heard nothing from Dr. Gillibrand no more. From last year. You only hear she's gone silent. You only hear from Fauci now. Not last year after Trump. He only goes, that's all he hear now. This man have movies. He have like he was a prima donna. He got a lot of ego went to his daggone head. And of course, with the experiments that he was doing, which was unethical and unmoral. And the funny thing about it, who was on the ethical board to stop all the experiments? His wife. His wife. Conflict of interest, ain't it?
You just took it right out of my mouth.
Conflict of interest. But let's let the white man on the screen tell us more about this. Hold
on. Before you go, have to mention Peter Daszak, who basically at the beginning says that also lied that the virus didn't come from the Wuhan lab, but hey. For the better known name that he is now is Peter Balsack. You can thank ADV China for
that. Yes, we're gonna take up with that. That's for sure. So yeah, let's keep on going with what the man says. Because now after people read the emails, now the stuff's coming out.
This shouldn't actually be partisan. It's existentially important that we get the actual truth here. It's obviously too late to stop this pandemic, but maybe not too late to stop the next one.
Not with how humans go. Humans, these politicians don't give a rat's butt about us. They don't care. They're good. Again, we'll see about that when I talk about our special favorite girl, Miss AOC. You know?
Oh my goodness.
So they don't care. So let's not pretend this nonsense. But I'm with what the guy said. This is something we should have put away the partisan crap and let's stop this from killing people. And again, remember, you have Griffith Mitra, Gavin Newsom, and former Mayor Andrew Cuomo.
You piece of loser.
What did they do? They put people who were with the original COVID, they put people in elderly medical places, elderly houses and stuff like that, in elderly care. And for New York, 15,000 people died from Cuomo's stupidity. And of course, Hollywood, as crazy as they are, wanted to give him an Emmy for, he did a great job.
Great job,
killing people. Yeah.
And the only reason why he did not, just because he didn't want help from Orange Man back.
I know. But let's keep on going.
If the NIH and Francis Collins and Anthony Fauci know more than they're telling the public, that's something that should bother anybody from either party or from no party. So what they actually found is quite a big deal. So on February 1st, Anthony Fauci, Collins, and at least 11 other scientists joined a conference call. It's February 11th, 2020. On that call, Fauci and Collins were told the virus might have leaked from the Wuhan lab and might have been genetically engineered. So some context, the day before, Fauci had been warned that it may have been a lab leak, as USA Today reported. Now, the day after...
Hold on. And then when I said this stuff last year, I found out a story which I wish I could do right now. I found out most of the people who do fact checking on Facebook, the bastards, they're like 23 years old who don't know shit. And I'm sorry I have to use the S word, but that did take me off. Because look what he just said. No, one of my videos got blocked on Facebook because when I talked about it and I had evidence, they said, "Oh, you are giving misinformation. Block your video.
Yes,
you block your video. They blocked my video." And they used USA Today to say what I said was wrong. Look what just happened. USA Today was saying another thing. And I used China Star to say what I was saying. So they unblocked my video. They still put it they still suppress it, but look how crazy that is. And I found out a lot of these fact checkers are basically politic has-beens or young kids who don't know S about S of the world. They have no wisdom. I'm a little livid on that. I'm not angry, but I know how. But when I found out, I was like, really? And so look what a guy just said. And they used USA Today to stop my video, but look what USA Today was saying. Oh my goodness. We're doomed.
What can I say?
We are doomed. Anyway, let's continue.
After the call, Dr. Jeremy Farrar sent around notes, including to Fauci and Collins, summarizing what some of the scientists had said on the call, and that's what's new in this. I want to read directly from some of this because the details are extremely important.
Joe Biden...
I got you. We got you, Ryan. Again, you're one of my few people I like in the Senate.
Scientist said he's bothered by the furin site and has a hard time explaining that as an event outside the lab, though there are possible ways in nature, but highly unlikely. So, given above, a likely explanation could be something as simple as passage SARS-CoV-2 in tissue culture on human cell lines under BSL-2 for an extended period of time, accidentally creating a virus that would be primed for rapid transmission between humans via game of furin site from tissue culture and adaptation to human ACE2 receptor via repeated passage. So I think it becomes a question of how do you put all this together, whether you believe in this series of coincidences, what you know of the lab in Wuhan, how much could be in nature, accidental release, or natural event. I am 70-30 or 60-40.
You hear what I said? I'm leaving it on the screen. 70% that this came from the lab. Again, who did not? Again, I'm not a doctor, even though I'm a scientist. I'm a musician and I'm an architect by trade.
And I'm a nobody.
And I said that back then that is kind of weird that you eat bats all the time and that happens. And I've been in Hong Kong really to see how these markets are. Yeah, they got pigs, they got stuff, all that whatever, and nobody's gotten those stuff. But we've gotten all these crazy flus and stuff all the time. It's crazy, man.
But something just isn't right.
Yes. That's what it is. Something ain't right. But let's keep on going. Let's keep on going with with this crazy theory, as they say.
And there's this from Dr. Bob Gary. Before I left the office for the ball, I aligned nCoV with the 96% bat CoV sequenced at Wuhan, except for the RBD, the S.
I gotta freeze it for a second. See how these bureaucrats live their life. Before I left for a ball, they really do like those Bond villains and stuff like this. They do horrible stuff and say, well, I'm going to the gala, going to the party, and mingle with the rich people while we look down at the poor and common folk, the snob. Just, oh my goodness.
Help, help! I'm being repressed! Like peasants!
Exactly. But anyway, let's continue. Jeez.
Proteins are essentially identical at the amino acid level, while all but the perfect insertion of 12 nucleotides that adds the furin site. S2 is over its whole length essentially identical. I really can't think of a plausible natural scenario where you get from the bat virus or one very similar to it to nCoV where you insert exactly 4 amino acids, 12 nucleotide that all have to be added at the exact same time to gain this function. That, and you don't change any other amino acid in S2? I just can't figure out how this gets accomplished in nature. Do the alignment of the spikes at the...
Oh, I know how. Because we humans like to F with nature. That's how.
Amino
Ironic
acid
it
level.
came from China because their mission is overthrow nature.
They want to overthrow. They want to control the whole world. So hey,
it's stunning. Of course, in the lab, it would be easy to generate the perfect 12-base insert that you wanted. Another scenario is that the progenitor of nCoV was a bat virus with the perfect furin cleavage site generated over 3 evolutionary times. In this scenario, rat G13, the WIV virus, was generated by a perfect deletion of 12 nucleotides while essentially not changing any other S2 amino acid. Even more implausible, in my opinion. That is the big if. Okay, so we know that on February 1st and 2nd, the conclusion was that the virus being engineered in the lab was plausible. Indeed, arguably more plausible than not. So later on February 2nd, Francis Collins emails Fauci and colleagues, and the tide begins to turn, and you can start to see politics begin to creep in. Quote, I am coming around to the view that a natural origin is more likely. But I share your view that a swift convening of experts in a confidence-inspiring framework, WHO seems really the only option, is needed, or the voices of conspiracy will quickly dominate, doing great potential harm to science and international harmony, unquote.
Wow. These are the type of scientists I don't like. Okay? Oh, you care about all that because you don't want science, we don't want our science to look bad. So you will kill a couple million people just because of your scientist. And again, we've done that multiple times by now. I have a story we're talking about China with their artificial sun. Oh, that's gonna be great joy. I love the title of the daggone thing. China's sun is 5 times brighter than the sun. Okay, here's why I don't like all of those kind of science. How in the ever-living F, because I can't say it, you know that thing is 5 times brighter than the sun. You ain't been to the sun.
Yeah, and only just now we shot a rocket over there recently.
Well, basically, yeah, a probe. We shot a probe over there, and we have one. And I have watched the video where the probe gets into the cornea of the sun, and it's pretty cool. And there's a lot of power. There's a lot of energy coming from the sun, but you ain't on the sun, so you still ain't measured the sun. You ain't measured the whole thing. So how the hell you go? So you're telling me there's a nuclear power plant on our planet that has 5 times power than the biggest star that we have in our orbit, the sun that gives life to everything. Oh, that's a great idea. That's such a great idea to have that on the planet. Holy. Oh, you know what? You know what? Wait, Trip. Wait.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Thank you. Good grief. Go ahead now, Trip. Sorry, I had to play my little whole, you know how to play my clip just to say.
Oh, yes.
My good grief.
But I'm like, you basically have an atomic bomb that is much more 5 times powerful than the sun. I mean, just think about that.
Let's think about that crazy. But let's be honest. It's not 5 times than the sun because we never measured the full strength of the sun.
Yeah.
So that's that. But it's stupid to have that. Just like we have in France with the damn accelerometers going around that could create a black hole. Oh, again, great. Thank you, science. Thank you. The hell? Jon Stewart was correct when he made his joke a long time ago. We need a balance between spiritual or religion and scientists. Without both of them, when a human being doesn't have a fear of God, they go nuts with their experiments and do horrible things. And God and everybody and Don Stewart said the last thing gonna happen on this planet ain't gonna be aliens coming or blah 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 whatever. And even that, because that's also science as well too, because like Stephen Hawking said it's a stupid idea to send signals to people in other planets, because if they could come here, what mostly happen? People who could travel more advanced is gonna dominate. So why would the gazelle tell a lion, "Hey, I'm over here. Come on, I want to talk to you." You're meat. I don't talk to meat. I eat meat.
Eat meat.
Hey, shark, I'm over here. Even though I'm cut and bloody, I'm over here. Oh, good. Free food for me. That's so science sometimes. People who don't have the fear of God or whatever, and shout outs to the people that when me used to talk a lot more and used to play those people from the science show who do have that God thing. I like listening to that show. I know you know it. I don't know what the name of it is.
Oh, yeah. Basically Answers in Genesis and Dr. Kent Hovind.
Yeah. I'm cool with that you have that situation, but look what scientists is doing right now again. And I know what it is. Men and women are not the same, blah, blah, blah. All that. That's all science is messing everything up right there too. Here's the thing. Science is just like anything else I've said at the end of my show. Comes in all shapes, sizes, color, creeds, even occupation. I mean, no different. Evil's evil. We gotta stop the evil.
Science is just a tool. It's the individual is the difference of how it's going to use it.
Yes.
Good or evil.
Yes. That's why when people say, "Oh, we wait till we make robots," okay. Do I think we're gonna make robots in the future after I passed away? Yes. Yeah. My thing gonna be saying this. My thing always been scared. My thing always been a problem of this. As all these stories have come in the movies, whose moral are we putting in these robots? Is it a good morally person, or is it going to be a person who has some ideas that's so corruptible, that so easy that the robots again will turn against the humans and do all the stuff like they usually said?
Skynet.
Or Matrix.
Or even iRobot.
There you go. Who's implanting the morals? Because would I want somebody like a Fauci to implant them? Nope.
Nope.
Elizabeth Warren? Hell no.
Do I want Zuckerberg?
Hell no.
Heck no.
That's what the problem with stuff.
I was like, Jeff Bezos? Well, we already know because he basically designed a rocket that has a very distinguished shape.
Well,
Proud of me for that.
him and also Elon Musk, both of them. So let's not even go there. Elon Musk did
Oh
it
yeah,
too.
even Elon Musk. Oh my gosh.
And
He
here's
is really disappointing me right now with the whole China thing, but I
yeah,
digress.
but he said see I can give it to him. He don't care. He
Yeah.
just look at he's that kind of mind that like, okay, I'm just get the product out there to do what I gotta do. That's just who he is. At least he's out saying it and not trying to be like, oh well, I don't think about. My point is, what he's saying is bad. I agree with you, Trip. I'm not denying that at all. But at least he ain't trying to backpedal or be slimy with it like other people. Like how Fauci do it. Yes, I'm building a plant right beside the Uyghur enslavement camp in China. So some of those people are gonna do some of this stuff for Tesla. And before I even go that, I'm gonna do two quick things here because I mean I got so much stuff to talk about and I'm because I heard they said I have a video which I'll put not now but I'll put in there. Thank you for Weldon Productions. They talked about how if we're gonna get rid of all cars, what's gonna happen? How more toxic it's gonna be with electric battery, the cobalt ash, and everything. I'm like, no,
You know
duh.
what? That was something. I was actually engaged in discussion with a professor that I'm going to attend school,
Hmm?
and let's just say I was a failure in that.
Well, the reason is because people, again, bad as oil is, I'll state it. When the BP oil spill happened, was it bad? Was it horrible? Yes, it was. It's bad, and it messed up. And BP did a horrible thing, and things died because of it, and whatever. But oil is but here's the thing: oil is an organic product of the earth. All right, in the water, it dissipates. You could go back to Louisiana and Alabama and all the stuff. Fish is there now. But go off the coast of Chile where they're doing the leach fields to get the ion batteries and the coal ash. Nothing surviving there in that water. And this is when we don't have all production. So you're gonna tell me we're gonna take what I think there's 3-4 billion cars off and put 3 billion cars of electric in on battery? All the problems that gonna cause. And again, I'm not against getting electric cars, but I like when people just talk in reality, not this farcy ideology of that's never going to happen and oh, this is going to be the greatest thing ever, whatever. It's going to be worse.
How dare you?
You should say the right way. How dare you? But is that so? Another thing I want to talk about because of a guy said this, and he's a Tesla fanboy, so it is what it is. Recently, of course, we had in last week in Virginia where they had a shutdown of the highways, and people were stranded on the highways with snow for about 24 hours. So people was like, "Oh, this is what you should have never had because if you have if you have an electric car, you're gonna be blah 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 blah." It best to show the video, but I ain't got the time for that, so I'll just make it short. Now he said, "Well, what about if the person had have gas and have gas, and the gas was going to there was low on gas, and they were out of gas." That is a good point that he said. So it makes no difference. It's like why people are making it like Tesla. If you have electric cars, this would be a problem. Blah blah blah. That's a good point. What he said. He said that the person was driving and they got caught up in that, and they had maybe at least down on E. Then you're correct. Now a quarter of a tank. Oh, you could last very long on a quarter of a tank of gas.
I was about to say because I bet the gas would last longer than the electricity,
including with minus weather and stuff like that. With now, it wasn't minus weather. Let me not lie. Including cold weather that affects batteries. 1, 2. And I know this because I've I have had my car tripped when I used to do the night job. Like when I used to do my old previous night job in the studio, I had my gas like on whatever, and I used to stay in the car and sleep in the car, and it lasts for a long damn of hours. Okay, and I mean not no 1, 2, 3 hours and hours. But the part that killed me was with the guy. He's like, oh, and again, when he said his point was correct, here's another point that he killed me with. He's like, well, if you had a gas and you had a car problem, and if you have electric battery, I mean, yeah, you're gonna lose the power as well too. So if the car didn't have a lot of gas or run out of gas, it would be a problem just as an electric car, except for one little problem, homie. A person could give me a tank, can sign for gas, a tank of gas. A person could go to a road and get a canister of 2 gallons and give me gas instantly. A person could do that. You ain't doing that with no electric car. We already know it takes a long time to do it on DC power 10, which is 10, with 110. That's why a lot of these houses have like these superchargers, which is like 240, 260 to get it done in overnight. My car can get put in 2 gallons of gas. I'm gone.
Right then and there.
Exactly. And that's another problem where people say we need to get all electric cars in. I am not trading 15 minutes to get gas for 5-6 hours to get my car loaded up. Or 30 minutes. Let's go with a quick charge. Say they have this super quick charge. 30 minutes. All those lines gonna be a pain in the A.
Let's not forget the electric bill.
Well, yeah, because they're going to subsidize the bill. And remember, a lot of government gets their money from the gas tax. Well, when the gas tax gone, don't you think they're going to tax the electricity as well?
Yes.
These guys, oh my goodness. That's why I tried to warn you guys last week about the whole thing with the Venmo, Cash App, whatever. They always talk about, oh, we're not gonna tax people who gave money to the renters and all that stuff. If the IRS is looking at that, how the hell the IRS would discern the difference between a business and a person doing that? If you left the threshold at $600 per year.
Oh, they wouldn't care.
They don't care. They don't care. Oh, that is just ridiculous stuff, man. That is ridiculous stuff and call out. So with that said, let's get back. Let's play a little bit more of this. I got a lot of videos. I want to get these videos out, this information out, because I don't want to be stuck on that situation. But let's finish this one here, and because we got more about the COVID. Oh yeah, we do.
So Dr. Ron Fortier sent an email making the same point, saying that, quote, further debate about such accusations would unnecessarily distract top researchers from their active duties and do unnecessary harm to science in general and science in China in particular.
Like I give a fly flip about that country. Science in this is going to do unnecessary harm for science in general and science in China. Again, they have a nuclear reactor that they say is powerful as the sun. They don't care about, we already know they don't care about regulations. Now, is that something? I won't be surprised if Chernobyl or something comes out of China because of that. I won't be surprised. Yeah, I won't be surprised. But anyway, let's keep going.
Unquote. 2 days later, Fauci and Collins got a draft article being prepared by the scientists called The Proximal Origins of SARS-CoV-2. The draft paper is still secret, and all we have is Fauci's reply, which seems to be a scientific version of WTF. He typed 2 question marks, followed by, quote, serial passage in ACE2 transgenic mice, unquote. So now, the logical conclusion here is that the paper included serial passage as a possibility, and Fauci was flagging it as noteworthy one way or another. That theory does appear in the final version of the Nature letter, A hypothetical generation of SARS-CoV-2 by cell culture or animal passage would have required prior isolation of a progenitor virus with very high genetic similarity, which has not been described. Subsequent generation of a polybasic cleavage site would have then required repeated passage in cell culture or animals with ACE2 receptors similar to those of humans, but such work has also not previously been described, unquote. That's how they dismiss it at the end. If Fauci or Collins made substantive edits, this appears to be where they put their pen the heaviest, allowing animal passage to be raised, but immediately dismissing it as having not previously been described. So Republicans also released an email from Jeremy Farrar saying, Eddie Holmes, 64 lab, I am 50-50. So on February 4th, the day they got the paper, key scientists still believed the lab theory was plausible, which makes it impossible for Fauci to claim something major changed between the 1st and the 4th. Francis Collins, in an email, then called the paper a, quote, very thoughtful analysis, arguing against engineering, but repeated passage is still an option. In other words, they're arguing that it wasn't deliberately constructed in a lab, but an experiment that involved repeated passage between animals was still possible. From there, the trail goes cold in the emails, and the paper that is eventually published rejects the idea that it originated in a lab. Fauci cited the paper in tamping down the theory.
Peter Daszak, who you communicated with privately, and other members of the scientific community that wrote opinion pieces for Nature. 5 of them signed a paper for Nature, an opinion piece. 17 signed a paper that called it conspiracy theory, the idea that the virus could have originated in the lab. Do you think words like conspiracy theory should be in a scientific paper?
Senator, I never used that word when I was referring to it. You're distorting virtually everything.
Did you communicate with the 5 scientists who wrote the opinion piece in Nature where they were describing, oh, there's no way this could have come from the lab?
That was not me. What I did.
Did you talk with any of those scientists privately?
You keep distorting the truth. It is stunning.
Boy, these people. Now, I'm a person who say, look, I don't want that to be that.
So while the mainstream media blackballed the topic, people kept pushing. Francis Collins in April emailed Anthony Fauci a link to a segment by Bret Baier, who noted that people still wondered about that lab. Of course, one thing Collins could have done is actively explored the question and searched for truth. But by April, Fauci and Collins had settled on their story, and Fauci told him to ignore it and assured him it would all go away. Quote, I would not do anything about this right now. It is a shiny object that will go away in times. That was not true.
Right. No, he was wrong.
Went away for a long time.
Brilliant political instincts from Dr. Fauci. No, it's that absolutely did not turn out to be the case, and partially because the evidence just, despite their best efforts, I mean, I think one of the things you pointed out is that Fauci cited that paper to tamp down on the theory,
right,
which was, of course, the point, but it is a completely corrupt process, literally manipulating scientific papers for political ends. And that Collins email that was just up, he talks about this is a destructive conspiracy theory that threatens international harmony. And so you see that they're
international harmony that kill millions of people. Ooh, that's a good idea to have.
Oh boy.
But you know what? Let's switch a little bit from that. I want to have my aha moments. So let's have our aha moments, okay? Before we get into
that same aha moment when Fauci himself says that keeping things open-minded, and all since that time, he's the exact opposite.
No, we know about that. I want to play this little clip right here. A little clip here from the CDC director. I've said this, all right, to the Facebook and the AB and the YouTube and all that stuff were more valiantly on this. Here's what I said before. I am not. That's like I just said before. I'm not a doctor. Go to your doctor. Go to your doctor. Get the best advice from your doctor. Right. I am not against person wearing a mask. I'm not a person wearing a mask. If it will be true, if you're gonna wear a mask, find an N95 mask and wear the mask. That'll be better. If you have comorbidities or you're an elderly, please wear gloves. Be careful. Take care of yourself. Don't go out. Wear the mask. Wear all the stuff. Be that way. But
can we actually talk about the other treatment if you're the type of person who has condition that can't get the vaccine?
It's still a little of that, so I wouldn't go there yet.
Okay, it's a good thing I asked because I was about to use the word. Never mind.
Yeah, but I've said it before. But people are trying to go like, oh, this is crazy. We got COVID going on right now, and Omicron, and all this stuff, and blah blah blah, and all these things right here going on. Look, I've showed already the death rate. Couple episodes ago, couple podcasts ago, the death rate 0.0002%. Okay, and that's if you are a healthy person, you have no issues. Hell, we showed a video when the white man was like, oh, you don't get none because you had COVID, but just go home and sit down. Our scientists show us that if you're healthy and blah, blah, you don't get a problem. Only minorities should get the vaccination. Weird how that worked, did it? But show the evidence about that. I brought those receipts. But let's keep on going with more receipts right now. I said before, if you have comorbidities, be careful. People who died, the number of people who died from this disease horribly is elderly people. Sucks. Bad. I God bless with the family and be with them.
Obesity?
The next one is, as you just said, obesity. And comorbidities. If you have high blood pressure, if you're obese, majority of times you have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You have a lot of stuff. So now let's listen to the CDC director. What she gotta say? This was on Good Morning America. Let's play that. Let's play that beautiful bean footage. Trip.
Number of deaths, over 75%, occurred in people who had at least 4 comorbidities. So really, these are people who were unwell to begin with.
Oh, really? 75% of people who died had four or more comorbidities. Shocking. Exactly. I've been saying that again from last year. The best thing to do is lose weight. Now the diabetes and stuff again, and that's what came about with people like, oh, this person who's skinny, whatever. And I have said that there are people who are skinny who have diabetes, who have high cholesterol, who have all this stuff, comorbidity. They were never healthy as well too. Have a lot of those guys were smoking, so they had cancer and respiratory problems or asthmatic, and they didn't look big. But majority of the people who died under 45 and had that stuff were obese and had multiple comorbidities. That's what it is. That's why, funny enough, for me, when I was in 2019, into 2019 going to 20, that's why I trimmed up and tried to lose weight. I lost 45 pounds because I'm like, yeah, I need to do whatever. I didn't do it because of COVID or nothing like that. I was like, you know what? I'm not. There's not places you could go. You could do some stuff. So let me get some exercise and do some good stuff.
Oh yes, I remember you were saying that way before this pandemic hit.
Yeah. So you heard it from the CDC director himself. Let me play that beautiful bean footage again from the CDC again.
Oh yeah.
The overwhelming number of deaths, over 75%, occurred in people who had at least 4 comorbidities. So really, these are people who were unwell to begin with.
Okay, you hear from the CDC director, Facebook and YouTube. It's from, I just played. That's all. I'm just backing what she's saying. Okay. So we have that. We let that go on that. So right now, let's go to. I'm not even gonna play the video. I'm just gonna show it on the screen. My surprise. Remember I played a clip last week when AOC went down to Florida and she was with her boyfriend. Remember, she hates Ron DeSantis, Floridians are stupid because they voted for Republicans. Blah 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 blah. But she went. But wear your mask, wear your stuff. Be up here in New York. Wear your mask. Buckle in. You can't go no places. You can't do no stuff. But she went down to Florida for her little spring, little get away from the cold. I mean, hugging up and kissing up Billy Porter. I'm like, wow. I say, young woman.
What happened to social distancing?
Thank you. Thank you. And then she said, oh, Republicans or whatever because they want to date her. Again, sweetheart, seriously. You good look. You average looking at best, okay?
Especially
but don't
those bug eyes, but I digress.
That's the whole point. But shockingly, what happened? A couple days later, what? And she has, let's list it off, Trip. She has both vaccines. She has taken the booster. And what did she got? Oh, yeah. She got the daggone COVID.
And I'm like, why would you go behind enemy lines? And the so-called enemy that AOC basically called them.
And I'm surprised that she has COVID. Elizabeth Warren got called. All these people have taken all these people backing down. Oh, take the vaccine. Take the vaccine. Okay, take the vaccine. You still could get the daggone virus, and you still spread it.
But even though she caught the virus and she's basically the potential spreader, it's still the anti-vaxxers' fault. Say what?
It makes no sense. Again, if the people who are unvaccinated, as you all said, and that's a problem, they're spreading it, which you guys are spreading it too because you're vaccinated as well too, because it doesn't stop transmission. If they are going to be the bad people, then let them. I don't want to say because it sounds cruel, so I'll leave it at. It just makes the sense. The logic is gone there. That's all I'm saying. But these are people who want to mask up and mask back down. But let's go. Let's not go across the pond. Let's go to the good old down under, shall we?
Oh my goodness!
Right in the down under. Let's listen to this lady. They have lit. You think it's crazy that they tell you to quarantine? Thank America that we could quarantine our house or maybe a little hotel, whatever. Australia, they built freaking in camps.
Well, before they built the camps, they were quarantined in the hotels.
I know, but they gone bat-ass crazy now.
Oh yes.
And let's take it to the next level, shall we? Let's play this lovely little thing here.
Disciplining you because you were apparently not being contained within your area. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. So I went to the bin to put something in the bin that I was not wearing a mask. And the person that came to hand me the notice was another police officer.
So what's the go?
So this, I'm going to give you a warning, yeah? It's an official warning that you have to stand above and obey the rules while you're here, yeah? And that's, we have to go the rules again. I don't care.
So am I allowed to go to the laundry?
You're allowed to go to the laundry, but you got to wear a mask, yeah?
Yeah, righto.
Yeah. And you definitely can't go up to fencing rods, but you're allowed to go to the laundry, yeah? That's always been the case, yeah?
Right, so if I was sitting just here, which is right near the fence...
Look at that.
Why are these guys in a cabin that's right near the fence? It makes no sense, does it?
Yeah, but you can't leave your balcony to go to the fence to talk to somebody else. That's just obvious, yeah?
So if I was
Again,
at
it
that
doesn't have to
balcony...
make sense. There has to be lines everywhere drawn, yeah? And one of the lines is you cannot leave your balcony and you cannot go to someone else. Where it makes no sense or it doesn't seem right to you, that is the line, and that's what the law is, yeah? And that's how it goes, yeah?
The law?
Well, the show direction.
There's a law that says
show
that.
direction, yep. There's a show direction, yeah? And how the behaviour must be done, especially in this area because it's much more highly infectious and likely to have infected people, yeah?
Highly infectious when all of us people are negative.
You heard that part. They tested these people, they're negative, but because they're unvaccinated, we're gonna put you inside of the daggone camp. the world. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I wish I was outside America and other countries do a great job." Do you really think so? I implore you people to travel. I know it's hard now, but I do implore you people to travel to find about other cultures. Because reading it and seeing the crap that you see through the internet, y'all ain't know nothing.
Nothing.
You're negative, but because you didn't get vaccinated, you're at high risk. So you protecting me from what now? Oh my goodness. Let me keep on going because we're gonna get to a point where it's stupid. Real, you thought this is stupid? Oh no.
It gets even better, and by better we mean worse.
Worse.
So far, the risk is still very high, yeah? Just while you're here, can we just do that? Otherwise, the next time it's a $5,000 fine, and we don't want to do that.
It's a $5,000 fine if what?
Fine. If you breach again.
If I walk out onto that path.
Without your mask on, for no reason other than the wrong.
If I cross that yellow line.
Look how crazy. So I passed this line. I'm out here. Nobody's out there. That's a problem. So I'm gonna charge you $5,000. Holy smokes. And again, people, you can contract again. Doesn't mean that the vaccine doesn't have its thing. It makes those who are more susceptible to this dying and everything. It doesn't cause death. And it lessens hospital time and everything. So if you have comorbidities, you have a lot of stuff, you talk to your doctor, get the vaccine. I'm not an anti-vaxxer person. No, get the vaccine if it's you. You talk to your doctor about that. But again, you're not stopping nothing.
Rule saying that you've broken the rule. That I've broken the rule, I will be issued with a $5,000 fine.
I just want to go let's just rip off the Band-Aid trip. Sorry. Let's rip off the Band-Aid and go straight to the jabroni.
Yeah.
To Michael Gunner of the Chief Minister. I swear, a lot of people who get into politics or who get into that stuff, they're not smart. I don't think they're really smart. I really don't. But let's listen to this man's reasons. If you're not vaccinated, this is the problems you're gonna have. Let's play that footage and play this footage, please.
Now go through each of these decisions. First, the lockout. The fully vaccinated can continue as they were. For people who are not vaccinated, lockdown rules will apply to everyone 16 and above. If you are not fully vaxxed, stay home. You are at greater risk of catching COVID, becoming ill, and needing hospital care.
That's their choice if they want to do that, but okay.
You may only leave home for 3 reasons.
Ooh, we could leave home for 3 reasons, Trip. Let's listen to these 3 reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Medical treatment, including COVID testing or vaccination. For essential goods and services like groceries, power tokens, medications. To provide care and support to a family member or person who cannot support themselves. You cannot travel more than 30 kilometres from your home when leaving for one of the 3 reasons, or the nearest practical destination. If you need to go to the hospital and it's more than 30 kilometres from your home, that's okay. There are only 3 reasons to leave the home now, not 5. Work is not a reason to leave the home for the unvaccinated. The Chief Health Officer has also determined that restriction of movement is critical right now and that 1 hour of exercise for the next 4 days is not essential.
What? What the fuck? I want to play a certain part over again. Give me a second here.
30 kilometres from your home when leaving for vaccination. For essential goods and service treatment, including COVID testing or vaccination.
So let me get this straight here. I could go to the hospital. I would go to the hospital only if I'm going to go for treatment and a vaccine. How about I don't know, a heart attack, seizure, broken arm, broken leg? Somebody came in my house trying to stab me? No.
They bleed. I might be bleeding all over.
No, just I gotta go get the test and the vaccine. That's it, Chief Minister. Oh, I can't go to work. Okay, I can't go to work, but I could go out to get groceries. But if I don't work, I don't get groceries because I can't pay because I don't got the money.
And let's not do the whole we give out money to everyone.
Cause you always gonna run out. So let me get this again. So I can't exercise. God forbid. I can't exercise and I can't go to work because I'm unvaccinated.
And even though there's reports saying that even the vaccinated ones, AOC, Whoopi Goldberg, and the rest, are transmitting.
And the part I care about it, you moronic moron. You get out there in the sun to get the vitamin D, all the stuff that helps your immune system to work out, and also get that workout to get your body healthy. Oh, we're doing the opposite to keep the stuff. We staying in, being docile, not getting the sun, not getting the diets we need, not getting a workout, so we become fat slobs, get comorbidities, and die. I think I got it right, Trip. I think so.
Yes. I mean, basically, not saying the things out loud, as in, hey, we advise you might not have a gym in your own home, but we advise you to when you're staying home, please do some exercise indoors.
Yes, please do.
I'm like, you can't even mention that.
Nope. But that's how that goes. So, with that stated, that's how crazy the other side of the world works. Right now, that's a kick in the down under.
Oh,
seriously.
Andre.
So let's go with let me see, what should I go with? Oh yeah, let's go with more stupid decisions by politicians. Chicago. Oh, remember last week when I played about the DA that's in New York that says if somebody comes in your house and robs you with a gun and stuff like that, he don't go to jail?
No punishment.
Oh, that's a smart idea, DA. I hope when a person goes into your house, you do you give the same thing too.
They do the exact same thing on you.
I doubt
See
that.
how you would like it.
I doubt that because you know what? They got the gated communities and all that other stuff like that. Yeah. They ain't gonna do that, but the regular peons who vote for you gonna do all that stuff. So, if that's the case, then let's hear where's Chicago. Thousands of people get shot a year to Chicago, which is a bad thing. That's what they call it, Chirac.
What was that skit for Kid Rock? Grand opening?
Grand closing. Well, here's a smart idea from a politician in Chicago. Oh, it blows the mind.
I'm just having a migraine. You think about it.
Well, yes. Listen to this carefully.
They're killing people, robbing people, assaulting people, and just creating pure chaos. All this in a city with really strict gun control, mind you. So considering all of this violence and none of their gun control measures working to stop it, anybody want to take a guess what the politicians are telling the people of Chicago to do to protect themselves?
And amid a big uptick in crime in that area, 21 and counting armed robberies or carjackings just since mid-November, a Northside alderman is reinstituting a decades-old program that for some is raising eyebrows. Lincoln Park alderman Michelle Smith is asking her constituents to buy whistles and blow those whistles if they see certain crimes.
Oh, no.
Unfold.
That's right. Whistles. She wants you to whistle your way to safety. It's 2022 where criminals are running around with switches on their Glocks, and they want you to combat this with whistles.
And the idea is to let people know that they're being watched in the community and being supported by the community and help take back our streets.
So let me tell you, you got this straight. I see somebody with a gun shoot somebody. I'm gonna whistle and then let them know there's a witness here. I'm gonna give her ass kill. Holy shit!
I was about to ask that question because I'm like, wait. Sending out a noise to the perpetrator, wouldn't that make me a target as well? Yes, you really have to laugh at this.
Yes, I can't even play the Jim Jameson one where he's like, "Are you serious?" She's serious. Holy smoke!
Oh wait, you're serious? Let me laugh harder.
I'm seeing somebody getting robbed and shot. I'm gonna blow a whistle to make myself a target. Oh, you do that so they let them know that they're being watched. I let them know so I don't become a victim, so I could tell them not to be watched. Because we all know snitches get stitches.
I was just thinking the very same thing.
Holy smoke! Why do you guys think this stupidly?
Second Amendment rights.
Good God.
These criminals are robbing and shooting people in broad daylight with not a care in the world about the police. What is a group of people with whistles going to do against a criminal with a Draco?
In a bulletin sent out to her constituents this past week, 43 Ward Alderman Michelle Smith asks her constituents to arm themselves with whistles.
So something that can be loud, whistles that are used in sports and, for example, camping safety are the kind of whistles that we recommend that people get.
This is what you get when you rely on the government to keep you safe. They turn you into referees. These people don't have real solutions. This is the equivalent of a doctor telling you to burn sage in your apartment in order to fix your broken leg. They so desperately don't want to actually empower the citizens to protect themselves. They're telling you to buy whistles. And here's the irony. In the streets, they sometimes refer to the guns as whistles.
She writes, if you find yourself in a suspicious situation or witness a crime, blow your whistle. If you hear a whistle, call the police, then move toward the source while blowing your own whistle.
You can't make this stuff up. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Holy crap. What? Oh my God.
What the fuck? Hokey jeebus.
Blow. If you hear the whistle, call the cops and blow the whistle while going to work. Oh, that's a great idea.
I'm like, do you understand that probably when you're doing that, you need to speak to the person on the other line, and this person might probably not know what the.
That is not my problem. That is not my problem. If you think a whistle gonna stop you from getting shooting, and you're dumb enough to listen to this dumbass woman, who said blow a whistle and then call the cops. Okay, the person called the cops, but the second part is what made me laugh. But keep going towards the target. That is stupid. If you know what, if you do that, go right ahead. We don't need stupid people on this planet. Sorry. Go ahead and do that.
I'm like, when you really try to think about that, I'm like, wait. Doesn't that mean that there should be enough police officers that all over the block?
Oh my God.
And I know that is not reality.
That is too funny. She said, blow the whistle, call the cops, and keep going towards the. No, what? Let's play that again. I can't help it. I gotta play that again. I got it. Cause that is craziness. Let's play that again. What did that woman said? The Whistle Stop program follow these rules. If you find yourself in a suspicious situation, don't run away. Don't get away before S gets crazy or witnessing a crime. Stay quiet. Maybe get some notes if it's something that happened to you. It could be like your cousin or whatever, get in trouble, whatever. Blow your whistle. If you hear a whistle, call the cops. Then move toward the source while blowing your own whistle. Are you crazy? Holy crap.
You know what? It's better that you just put a T-shirt with a target on your back and front. It's a lot easier.
Basically, holy smokes. These are the politicians you guys put in charge? And this is local. This ain't got to know with federal. This is local. Holy crap baskets, man. And the thing about it, you know what? I'll let a video play because there's another thing that twists with it. I'll play.
Move toward the source while blowing your own whistle.
As stupid as I think this idea is, I'm all for doing whatever you need to protect yourself against crime. The problem is politicians like Michelle Smith will tell you to buy a whistle to protect yourself, but then will push gun control to make it harder for people to exercise their Second Amendment to adequately protect themselves.
Given the fact that we can't necessarily stop Indiana without federal interference, I do think there are some things we need to do here in Illinois to just take guns away. I guess I have peace about that issue because I don't think people should have guns. Nobody needs to have a gun.
But the criminals don't give a damn what you just said. They're criminals.
Just ask myself, defund the police. I mean, like I said before, for this plan to actually work, you need more police.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
But you defunded the police.
This is crazy.
This does not make. Does not compute.
Let's keep on going.
Period. And we shouldn't be doing that in America. I'm very anti-gun, you may know.
I keep telling y'all, let them talk long enough or listen to them when they think no one is listening and they'll expose themselves. I got that clip from a video that literally only had 22 views, not 2,200 views, not 22,000 views, 22. She thought no one would hear what she had to say except for the people that agree with her. They hate the Second Amendment. They want to ban all of the guns. I keep telling y'all this. Y'all keep saying I'm crazy, even though she just said it.
The idea here is to be alerting people of things you may see so that attention is brought and people will tend to flee.
The bulletin does specify to not blow your whistle if you think doing so would put yourself in danger.
We specifically advise people that if you feel in danger in any way, don't do it. We expressly instruct people that if you are the victim of crime, cooperate, do not resist, and certainly don't blow your whistle at someone who has a gun pointed at your head.
So you don't even believe in your own shit that you just proposed?
I was about to say, wouldn't that be contradicting your...
That's my point I was saying. You propose it, but you don't even believe in it. All you gotta do is laugh. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stupidity up.
Hey, yeah. The reason why you should laugh, well, at least for me, I have to laugh so I don't have to shoot myself.
Don't do that now. Holy smokes.
They really don't care about your safety. They care about your compliance, period. So much so, they rather that you comply with criminals instead of empowering you to safely and responsibly use your Second Amendment. The way they see it, you relying on their protection and it not working is better than giving you the power to adequately protect yourself and realize you don't really need them. They want you weak, docile, and blowing whistles, not self-reliant, free, and armed.
Good shout out there to Colin Noir about that. When I heard, I was like, you guys to be kidding me. Oh my God. This is how people get killed. This is how fools, whatever. But again, if you're that stupid,
go right ahead.
Thin the herd. Thin the damn herd.
Because I'm like, hey. I'm going to leave that at the end.
Okay. I got you. 2 more videos to go. Let's go through this here. CNN.
Oh my
my former nemesis. Damn you, CNN. I'm happy. This news coming out here, does it shock me? No. So let's play what's going on with CNN.
Come as a surprise to anyone, but it sure is hilarious to see. CNN has lost 90% of their viewers over the last year.
90% of viewers in 1 year, and they didn't have a lot the year before either. I know one of the viewers so the 10% view that's still there is, of course, my ex-fiance, that crazy chick. She would. How the hell you would go to a vacation and watch this on a vacation? Still stupid. Anyway, I digress.
In their key demographic of 18 to 49-year-olds, and approximately 80% of their total viewers, and they're barely averaging 500,000 viewers a show. I don't mean to brag or anything, so just for comparison's sake, my videos average over 250,000 views, and I'm just a guy in my kitchen on a laptop. A lot of people wonder how much longer CNN could possibly stay on air at this rate, but you're underestimating the amount of stupid people out there who will tune in to watch their fake news. In fact, Maury Povich is still recording new episodes 5 days a week of his show about who is the father. But here they are completely unaware of how they've ruined the CNN brand and their reputations, and they can't figure out why nobody's tuning in anymore.
Here's a big overly broad question for you, okay? Is the media at this point out of touch with the public about COVID?
Yes, they are, Brian Stelter, you
You piece of loser.
I think it's hard to argue that, the media is a large group of people, but a lot of the media does seem, when I look at it and then travel the country, to be very out of touch with people. I mean, if you travel the country, people are not really living in the same bubble that it seems that most of the media is messaging toward.
Oh, I wonder who's been saying about people living in bubbles. Oh, yes, this guy right here. What I said, most of the news come from New York, Washington, D.C., and L.A. If you're in those bubbles, you don't care about the rest of the country.
I was almost in those bubbles.
Got you.
And so, I think this is an issue because if people are tuning out, what's going on in cable news, if we're not messaging toward the general population, then they're just ignoring everything and living their lives, and we're not really getting the information that they need to them.
You mean the crap? Yeah. You're right, the crap.
People need CNN. They need CNN like they need cancer. Every once in a while, Jake Tapeworm remembers that at one point in his life, he aspired to be a journalist before ending up at CNN, and he finally figured out that they've been, let's just say, deceptively reporting on the COVID positive cases for people that are in hospitals with COVID, not from COVID, and he's quite upset about this.
If 40% in some hospitals, 40% of the people who have COVID don't necessarily have problematic COVID. They're there because they got in a car accident. They're there because, they bumped their head. And they're being included as in the hospital with COVID. That number seems kind of misleading.
Yes, Jake, those...
You think? Like I said in the show last time, yes, you can die with COVID, but you could have died not from COVID. Like I said in the video before, the guy who got shot 4 times, I think the bullets killed him, not the COVID. The guy who got ran by a bus, I think the bus killed him, not COVID.
Not COVID. Simple sense. Right.
And I think the motorcycle that hit, also, the guy died from basically having an accident with having going with a motorcycle that has an initial stop. He also died from the stop, not COVID. But all 3 of them had COVID, but they didn't die from COVID. That's the difference. And that's what you see when they talk about this stuff with the kids. Like that Sotomayor, what she used to say about 100,000 kids on Venezuela, which was a lie. That's the Supreme Court one. That was a straight up lie.
Oh my!
By Washington Post gave her 4 Pinocchios, and Washington Post is on the left, and they said, "Okay, crazy lady, stop saying. Okay, we on your side, but don't be that crazy."
Look, when the people on your side is calling you out, you know you effed up.
Yeah. Yes, that's what it is. It won 100,000 kids on no ventilators, and again, the kids that's in the hospital. Well, you might hear it. The kids that's in the hospital are with COVID, not from COVID. They're there because they want to get. Maybe they had an accident with their arm, like we tried to say to the Australian guy. Maybe they had an accident, Mr. Australian Chief Minister. You jackwagon.
Those figures you've been reporting for the last 2 years have been misleading. We don't call you fake news for nothing. And it's no wonder why a guy in his kitchen on his laptop is getting more viewers than you. Of course, this is something that us normal people have instinctively known and been talking about since the pandemic started. But now that the CDC and Dr. Fauci are finally admitting the obvious, maybe now we could post about it on social media without getting censored.
If you look at the children who are hospitalized, many of them are hospitalized with COVID as opposed to because of COVID. And what we mean by that, if a child goes in the hospital, they automatically get tested for COVID, and they get counted as a COVID hospitalized individual, when in fact they may go in for a broken leg or appendicitis or something like that.
Often.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Fauci. Hey, Australian guy, maybe you need to listen to this. Again, just saying.
And Fauci is the science.
Oh my God, you're wrong for that one, sir.
Sometimes I'm sure that I'm one of only several dozen Americans who are watching CNN any given night. I watch it so that you don't have to. I do think that it is important to monitor what the enemy propaganda outlets are producing. And on Wednesday, when I tuned in, there was an interview with Bernie Sanders. And I didn't edit this video in any way. I didn't add any special effects or anything like that. This is unedited footage.
Senator Sanders, thanks for being with us. Can you just lay out exactly what you're proposing in this mask legislation?
We have introduced legislation with 15 co-sponsors, which would make sure that N95 masks are distributed to every household in America free of charge.
Free mask.
There's no such thing as free, you old socialists. Again, man who said millionaires and the billionaires, but when he became a millionaire, it's only the billionaires. Friggin' hell. Free mask. N95 mask. Okay. We couldn't get an N95 mask back in 2020.
And China was hoarding them.
And are we going to give people N95 masks for the rest of their life?
Yeah. That's going to work. I'm like, if you're giving them out for free, who's getting paid to make them?
Yeah, and like I said before, it's not free. We pay in taxes for that. Of course, the people who don't pay taxes, they're thrilled for it.
Oh, I should rephrase that. How they're getting paid.
Yep. But they want to give everything, whatever. But I want to jump to a crazy person here. I want to skip a little bit here.
For gays. That was a real policy proposed by Elizabeth Warren during her campaign. Ilhan Omar even wants to give people free homes. Oh, you don't believe me? You must be a new subscriber to my channel because I always have the receipts.
In a few weeks, we are going to introduce our Homes for All legislation.
All you people out there, well, AOC, yeah, no violence to women. We don't do violence to women. Right? Nope. God bless them. But son of a gun, homes for all? How would that work? That would never work. That's an impossibility on top of the improbability that it would never work. There's 340 million people in this country. We will give everybody a house. What price? At what number? What are we gonna do?
And you say homes for all. That means including the homeless. And even they don't want homes themselves. They themselves said that they belong to the streets.
And who's gonna take care of the homes of people who don't want to take care of their homes? There's a lot of people who rent houses because they rent houses with an apartment because they don't want to do yard work and whatever stuff like that. What kind of homes? Which kind of homes? What are we doing? Where's the space for all these homes gonna be at? Y'all clapping like, yeah, it's a great. No, it's just talk. It's just talk. But let me continue this a little bit.
Which will hopefully guarantee a home for everyone by investing federal dollars in the creation of millions of homes.
I mean, the list.
Wait, we're gonna invest millions of dollars of federal money into. How about? Okay, I got an idea. How about we take that $1 million that you give to your husband? Let's work. Let's start with that one.
Yes.
You only make $175,000 a year. How the heck you give your husband $1 million? We know it's not legal.
Such a short amount of time that you're in office. Because even I'm starting to doubt about that, but I digress.
Yep. So let's go with that. So let's wrap it up with one of my. I subscribe to this man right here. It's gonna be some cursing coming. I did curse a little bit because it was just there's gonna be some cursing coming. Warning right now. But
viewers, be advised.
But I got New York. I thought you got rid of De Blasio. Yay! I like. You got rid of Cuomo. I'm like, all right, you got rid of that. But then we got this new Democratic who was a cop, and I'm like, okay, maybe he might change stuff. But
to some certain degree, some things.
But out with the old, still with the same. Here's what's going on in New York. Take it away, Jericho Green.
Calm. People of New York. And you guys got a real piece of shit, eh? Oh man. There was, some high hopes. I mean, those of you who are in New York City, who live it and breathe it and do it every day, maybe you had a little less optimism than I did, because I thought that there were some good things about Eric Adams, and I called him Eric Andrews before, I don't know why, but anyway, the new mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. I thought he had some bright spots. He was talking about undoing, recalling, or whatever, the vaccine, the poke mandates that Mayor de Blasio had in there. He was talking about possibly undoing the allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections that Mayor de Blasio had implemented, but it turns out he's just as big of, if not a bigger piece of shit than Mayor de Blasio.
You piece of shit loser.
So he's talking about booster mandates going into effect in April. He's talking about poke requirements for kids to attend school starting in 2023. And instead of backing off of and undoing, he is moving forward with non-citizens being able to vote in local elections. Now, by going forward with, I mean that he came out saying, and I quote, "It's the best choice." So I ask you, New York City, would you like us from the rest of the country to send you guys some KY jelly, Vaseline? What do you want? Because you guys are continuing, they are continuing the fucking of the citizens of New York City. New York City? Can you believe that shit? He's just as bad as the last guy. New York, what happened? And I can say something because we have the worst governor in U.S. history, and we went ahead and passed up the opportunity, blew the opportunity to recall his ass. So I know what you're going through. I know what you're dealing with. One piece of shit, you got a chance to get rid of that piece of shit, and you put another piece of shit right in their spot. Eric Adams sucks. Oh, man. So the rest of the country, we are standing here listening to New York get the business. You guys are like Forrest Gump when he was a kid. You remember when the principal of that school came over so his mom could handle his tuition? She could get him into school. And Forrest is standing on the porch, and all he hears is, your mama sure cares about your education, boy. That's the rest of the country listening to what is happening to New York City. Ain't that some shit? Eric Adams is terrible day one. So what, by allowing non-citizens to vote, that means those non-citizens are going to change the face of New York City. Because when you don't want to be an American, you just want to be in America. I made that shit up. Copyright. But when they just want to be in America and not be an American, then that means they're not going to value what it means to be an American. But what does it mean to be an American when they get all the things that Americans get without having to be a damn American? How does that happen? What does that do to the value of being a U.S. citizen? It makes it go down.
True.
So they're going to come in and they're going to turn New York City into where they came from because there's no reason not to. And my wife keeps texting me. So there's no reason to become an American, to assimilate, because you're getting all the benefits of doing the work without doing the damn work. So they're going to turn New York City into the country that they came from, so their kids can grow up in a much better version of where they grew up. That's what's going to happen. There's no reason to keep things the way they are. They have no connection to being an American because they just want to be in America, and we keep letting them in by the millions. How does that make an a New Yorker feel? Knowing that they got a bunch of people, we've been here. We've been paying taxes. We've been working. We've been sweating. We've been bleeding here. It's like when my mom used to work at the DMV. Because people, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So when my mom was working and I had to do something at the DMV, you think I'm going to stand in line with the rest of the commoners? Oh, no. I walked to the front because my mom was there. So I'd walk past all these people in the line at the DMV, mad as shit because they're probably on their lunch break or it's after work. Nobody likes to be at the DMV. But because I had it like that, I walked to the front of the line, got my shit handled in 5 minutes, and I was out. That's what's happening to you, New Yorkers. Yeah. You're standing in line, paying taxes, busting your ass, trying to give your kids a better life than what you had, because they always throw that in our face when they're talking about people coming here undocumented or non-citizens. They just want a better life. What do you think I want, you son of a bitch? But they're walking right past you. They got their express pass right past your American ass to the front of the line so they can shape your city and your face without your say-so. And the worst part of all is the people who are there when they're supposed to be protecting us and protecting our rights and protecting our benefits as U.S. citizens are the ones waving them to the front of the line. Here's another one. Here's another gut punch, New York. Your girl, Loco Cortez, your motherfucker, in her.
I'll leave that
She
one.
tested positive for the sweet and sour sniffles. How is that? She's double, triple vax, double, triple poke boosted. She's a fully vaccinated booster person, as our grandpa in chief says, hey, this isn't the mall. Oh, buy my myself. That's what he said. So she got the sweet and sour sniffles. Why? Because she was down in Miami with no mask on, soaking up all that damn freedom while she's here wagging her finger on Instagram or whatever, talking about people who didn't wear masks. And you know her beta male ginger bitch boyfriend was in the next room with his legs up, waiting for her to finish her post. So you went down to Miami, Loco Cortez. You were partying at the club, hugging up on people and shit. Go look at the video.
Yep.
Sitting outside, nothing covering your face, and I wish you would cover your face.
Stop.
So then you come back to New York City with the sweet and sour sniffles. Well, since you got all the pokes you're supposed to get, and you will support these poke passports, you got to show your papers there, all your papers, sir. Huh? You want everybody to show their papers to go out and eat and have fun. You seen the video of that kid and his mom getting asked to leave the restaurant by the police? You mean NYPD couldn't find a more pressing issue than to come ask a mom and her 7-year-old to leave a restaurant, and there were like 5 cops? Anyway, these are the conditions you've created in your city, but you're going to take your ass to Miami to have fun. No, 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 no. You keep your ass right here in New York City. You keep your paperwork on you to go out, eat, and go to events and have fun. You stay your ass right here. But they don't do that. They don't live under the policies that they make. She said, fuck you,
basically.
New York. I'm going down south. Huh? And what's New York going to do? I don't even know. Brooklyn, the Bronx, whatever her district is, her area. What are you guys going to do when she comes up for re-election? You're going to forget this shit, and you're going to re-elect her dumbass again so she can put hard-ass mandates on you and peace out somewhere else where they don't have the bullshit.
I'll leave Jericho with that because I think he said quite enough. Is it crass? Yes. Is it the truth? Hell yeah. Right, Trip?
Look, if I have to be a jerk, no. If I have to be perceived as a jerk just by stating the facts or just stating the obvious, all right, fine by me.
Yep. And you know what? Before, basically, and I'm gonna let me listen. So I mean, again, guys, thank you for your time in this, okay? But I gotta talk about. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit, which is sad. Cause I saw the video, and the video had made me sad too. Ronald McDonald House, right? To help sick people we cancel all the stuff because the COVID stuff is crazy. You guys kicked out a 4-year-old son that has leukemia. This father, which was very heartbreaking to see that video. All right, very heartbreaking. And you guys kicked out a son from his chemo treatment, and that was because he didn't get a vaccine. Are you out of your flipping mind? That is so disgusting. I think that the chemo is more than the daggone vaccine, okay? And again, he has a legitimate situation because he's taking chemo. So he's weak, so he don't need to take that on. That is a part of, that's what his doctor says, but you still kicked him out of the program. What the hell? This happened in Canada. This didn't happen in America. But this happened in Canada, and it still sucks. Canada. We don't have time for that trip. Canada.
For another day. But this is sad.
Yes. So again, I didn't want to get you angry, but I gotta give you the news. What's going on in the world? What's going on right now? That's what it is. So yes, I apologize for the crashes at the end, but yes, it's needed. Like Tripp said, you be a jerk, but it's needed. But again, see how these politicians think about you. Go ahead and go blow your whistles and hope you don't get gunshot. I hope your whistle. Maybe that's a new Marvel superhero, Whistle Man or Whistle Woman. I have the power. The bullet ain't touching me. Maybe that.
Hey, sound waves are protecting.
Basically. Oh my God. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for giving again your time. All right, your eyes, your ears, your mind, for thinking what we're going through. Thank you all for giving us time on all the stuff from YouTube, Facebook, Temper FM Live Now, Rumble, Locals, Twitch. Yo, shout outs to all y'all for giving us the time. Okay,
we are really appreciate.
We really are. With that said, anything else you want to say before we leave, Trip?
Yeah, I just want to say this. I've been hearing this phrase at least from Tim Pool that listen goes that you can't tell me what to do, and I'm like, when I really actually thought about it, I'm like, that's really not the libertarian way, because they actually do have the choice to tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
The one who's being told also have the choice that, hey, this person can take that advice and basically do what they're being told, or they don't.
Got you.
So with that mindset, I hope you guys just run wild with it.
Yes. Well, for me, again, hope you guys, again, thank you for joining us. Remember what I've said, and you hearing it, what I'm saying right now. All right? Evil comes. Look at that evil. We just show all these evils. Evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creeds, height, sex, gender, nationalities, countries, politicians, occupations, political parties. Evil's evil. We got to stop the evil and all of that. But in that regard, again, thank you for giving us your time and everything. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. Next week, there's going to be no Project Open Mic because I'll be out of the country. I don't know how to pull it off with the software. I could pull off one video spot, but I can't pull off all the spots like with the program. So I apologize for that. So with that said, remember, as you just heard, with the whistle and everything, people are stupid. Individuals are smart. Be that smart individual, please. With that said, thank you from all of us here at Project Open Mic. Right, Trip?
Right. Good night and stay safe.
And catch us tomorrow on the side chat. We might talk about stuff other than this kind of stuff. So catch us tomorrow, same time, same place in the side chat. Me and Trip once again. All right. Peace out, guys.